No, that's not the sort of culture we want in our school. A surprising remark made to a 12-year-old girl for wearing the Union Jack on Cultural Diversity Day. A passionate discussion unfolds as Eamonn Holmes addresses the growing debate on GB News. The schoolgirl's thoughtful comments on Shakespeare and British heritage prompt unexpected backlash. Being British is still a culture, and it matters. This lively exchange explores the complex questions of identity, inclusion, and what it means to celebrate Britishness in today's schools. For more thoughtful analysis and debate, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to stay informed.
About a school in Rugby called Bilton School, and they have a cultural diversity day, and they ask the children to come in an outfit that demonstrates their culture and make a speech and write a speech about their culture. So this lovely girl, who I think looks, absolutely gorgeous in this picture, came in a Union Jack dress, and she'd written a speech about Shakespeare, about tea, about fish and chips, about the royal family. She'd really done it properly. And
quite inventive then.
Very inventive. And, having had 3 children, these days are a big deal, and a lot of preparation goes into them and finding the right outfit. And what's the school's response? The school's response is to say, no, that's not the sort of culture we want in our school. And apparently she was actually removed.
What culture? That's their own culture, the culture of the country.
Exactly. She wanted to celebrate our own culture. I mean, this is what we should be teaching our children.
Yeah, I mean, look, we do live in a multicultural society, and I think it's right you celebrate cultures, but within a British context. And this is at the heart of the debate about migration and integration. We ought to be recognising British culture, we ought to be celebrating it, and we ought to be celebrating the values that exist within it, that they're a given that everyone here should sign up to.
I am not English, and the Union Jack is a very divisive thing in Northern Ireland, where I'm from. However, I buy into the fact that I have come to mainland UK, and this is the main club, and those are the rules. And I think people, if they come to live in England, or they should buy in to the rules. That's what I think. No debate, no argument. It's not about, various other things. And within that...
I think he was very disappointed. He certainly doesn't look happy in this picture. I mean, to be fair to the school, they have subsequently apologised. And what they should actually allow this girl to give her speech.
To make her presentation.
Make a presentation to the full assembly and celebrate, her hard work.
Well, as somebody I know very well said to me, that her child, during that culture day, St George's Day it was actually, and their primary school was opposite a big school called St George's as well, and they weren't allowed to talk about English and St George and all that sort of thing, and the school made the kids celebrate and recognise Spanish Day that particular day. So I don't know what...
Courtney, which is her name, her father claimed that his daughter was told that Culture Day was not for her, despite the school saying it was a special day in which all cultures would be celebrated.
Except British culture.
Of course,
right? You can't do that. Yeah.
Oh, you've been racist. Why would you dare?
Well, she prepared a whole speech.
I know, so sweet.
Yeah, and this is what she wrote. She wrote, "Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about my culture, British culture, and why it's important to me."
In Britain, we have lots of traditions, including drinking tea, our love for talking about the weather, and we have the royal family.
We have amazing history, like kings and queens and castles and writers like Shakespeare. It's also modern, diverse, and always changing music, fashion, and food from all around the world, blending into daily life. And
let's not forget fish and chips.
Well, it's also the way we speak, our humour, our values of fairness and politeness, and the mix of old traditions and new ideas. But sometimes at school, we only hear about other cultures, so they're not like that bit, which is great, because learning about different countries is interesting and important.
But it can feel like being British doesn't count as a culture just because it's the majority. I think culture should be for everyone, not just for people from other countries or backgrounds. Being British is still a culture, and it matters too. It's part of who I am.
So let's celebrate all cultures, whether they come from far away or right here at home, thank you. Well, I think
What's wrong with that? That's lovely.
I would give her a gold star for
I
that.
would. Do you think her dad helped her a bit there when it says not just about the... I think there's a little bit of a political message in there, but the children might be feeling it as well.
Well, they...
Committed to fostering an environment where every pupil feels respected, valued and included.
Except this one.
Unless, of course, if you're British.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely absurd.
You see, the thing is...
What's wrong with people?
You know... I mean, I'm Irish, and I can tell you, and Northern Irish, and I could wax lyrical. I know exactly who we are, what we are, where we're going, what we stand for, what's good about us, what's bad about us, what I love, what I hate. You know, I could go on forever, but I'm very confident in who I am. And the thing about being Northern Irish, a lot of people, myself included, can feel very British as well, because, you know, that's the way it is, and we have such close ties and connections. I can also feel very Irish. You know, because you get it both ways. So it depends what side of the border you're looking at and whatever. So I never really see any of that identity thing and culture thing as a problem. Do you find it a problem being British or being English?
Well, the thing is, I was born in Newcastle, so I'm a Geordie. What's odd is the perception that because I have a darker shade, that I am sort of culturally aligned with Ghana, which is where my parents are from.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I've only been there. I've only been there twice. When I got there, I was like, where's the ketchup? This bread is weird. Bleh, bleh, bleh. I was literally, you know what I mean? And whilst I respect the culture, which I'm grateful to have because my parents have it, it's not really my culture.